I know it's unbelievable, but there are still places that are like what you've seen on TV shows and cartoons in America. Alright, like, I've learned some pretty cruel lessons coming out here to this area. You can see that there's people that are friends with the police, right? They're friends with the city council, prosecutor, whatever. And if you dare try to come against one of these people that are friendly with the government like that, you might become criminalized yourself. You see, for real. I mean, I watched them run the old couple across the street from here, right out of their house. Police and everybody ganged up on them. They bush raped them. You know, for real, they raped his bushes. They cut it right to the trunk, his bushes from the street side, rather than just trim back the little bit that was sticking out over onto the sidewalk. And that was the only couple they did that to. If you go anywhere else in Grayling, you have to walk around people's bushes. They're just cartoonishly overgrown. So that was like targeting what happened to that old couple. They're gone now. And that was for the offense of daring to care about some homeless kitties and feed them. And Cat Killing Ronnie attributed that to attributed the skunks to that, when the skunks were here way before the homeless kitties were. I was here, so I know. And I used to go out and smoke in the middle of the night. There'd be skunks out there, way before there were homeless kitties. So anyway, I had video footage of Cat Killing Ronnie doing all kinds of against the law shit, pouring accelerant on the side of our house, everything, man. For real, I couldn't even smoke over there for a week. Pouring an acidic mixture into the cat food, stuff like that. I got that on film. Even got him admitting it. And got him on film threatening to attack me and shit. But he's above the law because he's got police friends, you see. And I'm still traumatized by the way he murdered my cats in 2017, the homeless cats that the old couple and I were taking care of, which didn't affect him at all. He just was a dick. Anyway, he sold his house to one of his relatives, and I just not seen him over there. So I don't know. He's back from Florida. Maybe he's going to buy this house as well. Lisa and John are leaving town, which means, you know, we'll be really vulnerable here. We already are. Because, well, now they want to criminalize me over content in a text to my wife, right? So, yeah, because, and they watched this investigation get botched, and it's almost like it was on purpose, you know? That's why she wants to drop the January case. Just go ahead and drop it, you know? We should have just handled it on street level, you see? It would have been too easy just for some bad shit to happen to these motherfuckers, you know? Mm-hmm. Rather than trust the law to, you know, execute justice. Here's how they did it. Here's how the investigation got botched. Completely botched. As this cop went to talk to Cody, one of the alleged rapists, right? Went to talk to him without a warrant for his phone or for the phones of his buddies. Now, he already had reason to think that there could be communication between them about the stuff, or even video footage, because, well, they kept the lights on when they had her down there, okay? So they were filming it. You see, and yeah, he's shown up with the warrant for the phones, seized the phones. That would have been the proper way to handle it. How did this guy do it? He goes to talk to Cody, right? Seems like a hell of a nice guy. His story, blah, 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 you know, that mentality. So, Cody is now forewarned. And this was when he went to talk to him months ago, right? When we first went to the police about this. Cody is forewarned. So he knows, all right, the police are looking into this. Let's go ahead and just get rid of our phones and get new phones, you see? Or whatever. So the evidence is gone. So then he takes, his prosecutor, bumbling as he is, sees reason to take my phone, you see? And there's a lot of shit in the game, like her conservator didn't send her check to her, but she said she did. And I ended up incurring late fees because I let her spend off my money that was in the bank on the card and a check, and then fucking she would have put it back, but she didn't have the money to put it back because it never came in the mail, you see. But by the grace of God and the help of good family, good people, we made it over to my grandma's house to stay for a few days over in the Boyne area.
Mm-hmm.
And Amber gave my little brother a phone, an old phone that she had from before she got with me, and it was just laying around. So Johnny turned it back on. He's got him a little phone to text now with, little old phone. And we had to buy us another phone, and John bought that for us on the way back from Boyne. Thank God, because she needed it to get a hold of her conservator, who didn't show up like she said she was going to bring the check in the morning, when the check never came. The check never came to the apartment. And now there's like a really dark energy and spirit at Riverview. You can see it's affecting the old people there. Just because of all the shit. There was already so much shit from the Cody thing, and the possibility that this shit all happened the way she said, and it's like, okay, and then the police having been there over a noise complaint because she had a bipolar dropout and was yelling and screaming, and I made it worse because she was funny to me, so I laughed, so she got louder and more pissed off. And it just amazed me that like the maintenance guy could call the police for that, but nobody from Stratford, who they're responsible. They hired a guy that was on probation. They didn't even do a background check. So they're responsible for this, and they never called the police on him, you see. So I don't know, I'm thinking that maybe Cody and his family are friends with the police, like Cat Killing Ronnie, and even if you had video footage, it would get squashed, you see. So now it's like, because, well, man, dude, for real, there was tons of police out there. Like, she was public enemy #1, armed with grenades and shit, I mean, for real, that was such a cartoonish waste of taxpayer dollars, resources, and man hours, all over. He thinks I texted my wife to tell her to take us home. Well, I did, and I admitted it. So there's no need to search shit, you see? But for some reason, these guys have had it in for me for a long time because of me standing down the cat killing, skunk killing motherfucker over there, right? And they found their little avenue in to get to me now. So I'm fucked. I'm gonna get criminalized over nothing. I mean, literally nothing. We weren't even supposed to be out that day. She wasn't supposed to go to the hospital. She wasn't supposed to go out and talk to that cop. None of that shit was even supposed to happen. I wasn't even supposed to get up and push the fucking thing when the buzzer rang. I've learned my lesson about that. I don't answer the door at that place no more. Fucking, she's getting a delivery, they better call and tell her she's getting it, because fuck, I'm not answering the door. Mm-mm. I'm afraid of the door. I'm afraid of the mail. I'm afraid of the police now. It's like, shit, for real. I have fucking trauma issues, man, and I'm like her. It's like, I want to get the fuck out of this town, man. You know, I want to be gone. This is Taint Town, yo. Can't trust the police, nothing. They might be friends with motherfuckers, and they'll cover up for them and shit. They'll warn them. They'll go talk to them, you know. You see? So then they know to get rid of the evidence, you know. If they know, you know, that text can be brought up on a phone and they sent texts or anything like that, communicated like that about what was happening, that's evidence. So it's like he interfered with his own investigation into the January shit, you know? This shit just caused her nightmares. Now she has nightmares about cops. But yeah, he caused her fucking nightmares, man. For real, realistic nightmares and shit. I used to have to wake her up. Fucking few times a night. The fuck are you dreaming about? So now, we're hanging out over here. I'm gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna run the vacuum. And, it's like, okay, Ronnie's back. You know, it's like, what's he here for? You know? Is he like gonna be a witness against me in some kind of cockamamie bullshit case they're gonna try and create against me? Or some shit, I don't know. You know? I know there's good people in Grayling because I brought one with me and then she attracted another one, her husband. You see, my ex-wife. So I know that there's me, her, and John. So I know there's 3 good people in Grayling that Grayling is about to lose. You see? This guy selling his house is just turned into a greedy, mean-spirited prick. Mm-hmm. You know? It's like, sees proof of the law and he could have this house sold and be out from under it, you know? But he got greedy and he wants money for it as if it's already been fixed up and needs 20 grand worth of work. Easy. Plus, it needs a new roof. Because the shingles are at least 13 years old, right? And we moved here in 2008. So the roof hasn't been done in all that time. How long do shingles last, you know? Especially when you had full-grown teenagers up there running around on your roof, hanging out in your house when you first moved in. And who knows how long they were doing it while the place was empty. So some entities in this town are above the law. And I've made the mistake of trying to access the law to bring them to justice, you know, because, well, they violated the law, so they're supposed to be, you know, that there's consequences for it. Instead, these guys want to investigate dumb shit and try and create shit out of nothing, you see. So, I don't know. I'm on SSI because of the way I communicate. I can't be employed anymore because, you know, sometimes they just go off and say shit. And it doesn't mean anything. I was taught to do this by a therapist who taught me just go off to say shit. And then that way you're not repressing it, suppressing it, and you won't act out on it, you see. And it's a technique that does work. It gets it out of your system. You already threw your little fit about it, so you're not thinking about it no more. And you're free and clear of the energy of it, you see. Pardon me. So she was a very smart therapist. Her name was Allison Jones. And she was my therapist for quite a while. And she's really good at what she does. And she helped me overcome a lot of things that were problems for me. And I used them later in life after the accident when, you know, I got all messed up and shit. And ended up having to go on SSI because I became unemployable because, you know, my filter is sporadic, you know. I only have a filter sometimes where I can actually taper it in, you know. And I don't know. Sometimes you allow something to happen and it turns into a nightmare like this, you know. And had I not went to the police in the first place about January, and just, handled it the way it should have been handled, it would have already been done with. And justice would have been served. You see? Now justice won't get served. What's going to happen is the friend of the police, the rapist dude, he's going to get a win out of this, because now, even if he was to get charged, which he won't, see how the, bumbling their prosecutor is. If you can't get the criminals, create some. That's what they do, man. And that's what they're doing in this town. I'd be embarrassed to put my name down that, hey, I said that they should take this guy's phone. This law-abiding guy who keeps his nose clean because his sister's a cop and he doesn't want to embarrass her. Yeah, that guy. The guy who stood up for the homeless kiddies and the old couple across the street against a motherfucker who would, on film while the dude's standing there with a camera. I was standing there with a camera filming him, and I told him, I'm filming you, dude. And he still did the shit. He didn't care. He talked to my camera. Yeah, I put acid in the food. You see? Yeah. Where were the police? You see? And it's just traumatizing, man. He killed 6 homeless cats and a whole bunch of skunks with poison in 2017. It breaks my heart. I'm traumatized by it. He's running around free. He don't have to worry about going to jail. Me, I abide by the law. I help people and homeless animals and shit. And I don't do anything wrong. And look it. You see? I'm having to bounce around now. My fucking energy in my place is toxic, man. The neighbors look at us funny now. It's like, god damn, what was next? Some army tanks and shit, some helicopters. I mean, fuck, man, how much more cartoonish could this shit have been, right? I mean, goddamn, I would be so embarrassed to be on any of the police forces that participated in this shit. For real, I would be embarrassed. I'd be red-faced. I would be looking for a job out of this county, for real. Because, fuck, this is what we do to retarded rape victims up in this shit, right? Yeah. This is what we do to their husband, who has been long suffering with our fucking goddamn bullshit. Fucking retarded bullshit. Botched investigation. Totally botched his own investigation. He fucking goddamn, he interfered with his own investigation. So it's like, if I get charged for sending a text to take us home, I'm fucking sick, man. I told the motherfucker my blood pressure was high and shit. It's like, these motherfuckers that play with you out, they don't give a fuck. Yeah, tell them your blood pressure's high, drive it even higher. Yeah, let's get a ton of police out here. We need them. This guy's armed with a motherfucking phone. Let's get her surrounded. She's armed with a phone. Oh no. It's like when they fucking were out there fucking with guns pointed at the fucking neighbor kid who was armed with a baby. This town is crazy, cartoonish, man, with the way they do shit. You can't get nobody who actually violates a law arrested or charged or even fucking looked at properly. The police go warn them. Yeah, get rid of the evidence. We're investigating you. Yeah, there's an investigation against you. Make sure that you get rid of that evidence. Maybe go around and rape her a few more times and scare her and shit. Maybe she'll want to drop the charges. And if that don't work, we'll traumatize her. We'll get in her face with no COVID masks on. We'll lie to her and say, well, you can keep your phone if you just let us take pictures of the text. It's like none of the text is any of your goddamn business, motherfucker. I didn't violate a law. I'm not fucking even goddamn there's no way you could even think that I violated a law that day. For real. Shit. I violated worse laws walking my dog, man. I jaywalked. Oh, I just snitched on myself, right? Well, let's fucking pull up and charge me with that now. Man, jaywalk with my dog all the time. He just loves to do that shit. He gets a scent and he wants to go that way, no matter what. So my dog's a big old jaywalker. I'm traumatized. I'm moving around a lot. And we're looking for a place in the town where my ex-wife and her husband are moving, because, well, they're like the only family we have out here that is there for us like that, And you really need people to be there, especially when it's like this in this town,